Hey, Shalom, ye men of Israel, Bayat Shah Dawadah, House of David. I want to start off by giving all thanks, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waharakah Kodash. Yahweh being a true Hebrew name of the Heavenly Father, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, but Yahweh, which is Hebrew, for he is to be, to exist. His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. That name will have to be in the Hebrew. So it is Yahweh Shai, which is Hebrew, for he saves, he delivers. He is our salvation. And Rakah Kodash, which is the Holy Spirit, which is moving throughout this earth by the mention of this word. I want to give double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, who rule well, teach well, peace, and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing his truth and sincerity. This is your brother Bernard Bond of the Dollar GMS branch, coming to you again with another quick hit. Praying that this lesson is edifying. So this is a imagery of a mustard tree. Okay? Mustard tree. Now we want to open up with the parable, Matthew 17 and 14, okay? Because this is going into your faith. And it's going to take faith, especially in these times. Things are getting more dark, man. And these demons are getting more and more, stronger. Our faith has to be rooted in our beliefs of Yahweh Shemal Shah. Okay, so let's open up with that Matthew 17 and 14. 17 and 14. And it reads, this is talking about Yahweh Shah, and when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man kneeling down to him, saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Yahushua answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour, because we knew Yahushua was doing all sorts of miracles, okay, in the sight of his disciples to strengthen their faith, okay, but they were not able to rebuke, all right, or take this devil or demon out of this young boy. But Yahushua, okay, and this is a lesson to us, Romans 15:4, whatever things were written for our learning. This is letting us know that there will be demons, okay, there will be devils in these times that will match the end times, okay, to also, strengthen your faith. So those demons are going to come up against you. Your faith has to be strengthened to overcome these demons. And brothers have, demons that they have to wrestle with, all right? And it is your faith in Yahweh Shemal Shah that helps you to overcome the different levels of demons that you will encounter. So it says, and Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he reported out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Yahushua apart and said, Why could not we cast them out? And Yahushua said unto them, Because of your unbelief. You see, not believing in Yahweh Shemal Shah, okay, they were not able, okay, to cast out that demon. It's not that they didn't believe in Yahweh Shemal Shah, but their faith had not gotten to a point where they could, deal with a strong demon such as that. And this is what Yahweh Shah said. Yahweh Shah said unto them, Because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Because it starts in your mind, okay, closing your eyes and believing, okay, that you can do these things in the name of Yahweh Shemal Shah. Okay, and as we go from, glory to glory, brothers going to have those spiritual powers, okay, but we're being built up. Our faith is being built up. Again, that's why these things are written, to increase our faith and know that there's levels to this. And then it goes on to say, Matthew 17:21, it says, Howbeit, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. So you have to give to get, okay? So Yahushua was advising his disciples, okay, this type of demon requires, more effort, okay, where you pray more and you fast more, okay, to strengthen your faith. Of course, we know Ephesians 2 and 8, faith is a gift from Yahweh Shemel Shai. But that gift that he gives you, okay, through your trials and tribulation, all right, adversities, okay, calling upon that name of Yahweh Shemel Shai, because that name comes with power and authority. Your faith is built up, okay? So it's the trials and tribulations that you will go through in these times, okay? That's why it says in 1 Peter 5 and 8, let's get that. 1 Peter 5 and 8, and it reads, let's see a good starting place. This is our 1 Peter 5 and 5. It says, likewise, Slovakia. Okay, let's start at 6, Babakashah. It says, humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh Bashemel Shai, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your cares upon him, for he careth for you. You see? Because sometimes when you're going through this life, there's going to be distractions. Okay, you have to keep your eyes single, okay, on that prize, you see, which is Yahweh Bashemel Shai. He is our life. He is our Redeemer, okay, and nothing can separate us from him, you see. It says, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. It says, be sober. Now, that doesn't literally means, alcohol. No, it's being sober in your mind, being sound in your mind, okay, not being distracted, whether it be other philosophies, okay, being sober unto Yahweh Shemel Shai. It says, be vigilant, okay. It says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. You see? It said, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. Okay? It says, but the power of all grace, who hath called us unto his external glory by Hamashiach Yahushai, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. You see? So again, through our trials and our tribulation, us keeping our eyes focused, okay, on Yahweh Shemel Shai, he's going to strengthen our faith. And through our faith, we'll be able to move mountains, okay? We'll be able to do those things, or even greater that he was able to do. Once brothers, get those powers, man, okay, those powers are just not going to come to a person, okay, that has not been built up, okay, that a person that haven't, leveled up, glory to glory. This is actionable, meaning that you're going to be tried, and through your trials and your tribulation, faith and stronger faith is established. Let's get that Ephesians 6 and 10. This is Ephesians 6 and 10, and it reads, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. It says, put on the whole armor of Yahweh, okay, by Shemel Shai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. You see? Because we have afflictions in our bodies. We are infected, okay, with various things that ails us, and those things are actually demons. Because we knew Yahweh Shai was able to what? Cast out demons in the form of what? Palsy, okay, blindness, lameness, okay. Yahweh Shai simply spoke to the demon or devil that was in that body, okay. And of course, all spirits have to obey Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because we know Yahweh Shai is the first spirit, okay, ever created by Yahweh. He's the only begotten son of Yahweh, and he sits on the right-hand side, okay. So everything is subject to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, okay. It says, put on the whole armor of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Yeah, the wiles of, let's look that up. Let's go to the blue letter. Bakashah. I'm going to look that up real quick. Ephesians, all right, 6 and 10. All right. Ephesians 6 and 10, it says, put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Shai, okay, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. What is that wiles of the devil? Methodia, G3180, Methodia. And it says cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery. Okay? Yeah. These things that are in this world that's meant to distract us, deceive us. Okay? We have to keep our eyes focused on Yahweh Shem Shai. That is the light of the world that shines on all things, okay, and displays all things, okay, and reveals whether it's wicked or good. All right, let's go on back and finish that up. Okay, it says, put on the whole armor. This is a spiritual battle. Okay, it starts in your mind, your belief that you can overcome these things through the power of Yahweh Shem Shai and the belief and your faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. It said, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Yeah, we're being tested. We've been tried. But guess what? We have an mediator. We have someone that's in our corner that fights for us. Okay? The Most High doesn't put more on you that you can't handle. But it's through faith that you can overcome. Not of yourself, but through what? The gift of Yahweh Shem Shai. Through faith. All these things that we deal with, man, is spiritual. Okay? We know Esau Edom is a carnal man, but this is a spiritual battle because who does he worship? He worships the spiritual demon Satan. Okay? Which empowers him. That's who he worships. So this is a spiritual battle, and we know, all right, Satan is the son of Yahweh Shem Shai. He's one of his sons. You can go to Job 1 and read that, and it tells you the gathering of all the sons of the Most High. Well, the Most High, told Satan that he can have Job, but he should not take his life. Okay? Everything is in order in the heavens, man. That's why it says in Sirach, all right, 2 and 1, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Hey, nothing happens without the will of the Most High. It says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Shai, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. That's right. That's why it says in Isaiah 33 and 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. You see? So it starts with the fear of the Lord to be built up. And the Lord is watching over his elect. Okay? It says, stand therefore having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. So this sounds like a preparation of war. Because men of war put on their what? Their battle gear. Okay? Their fatigues. Okay? So you liken this to, you're going into a battle with a Roman soldier. They got the shods on the feet, right? The breastplate, the shield, if you can imagine a gladiator. This is very depictive. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith. See? It blocks things. What do you use a shield for? Okay? The wiles of the devil, when it comes towards you to knock you down, okay, to deceive you, to trick you, you knock it down and you block it with the shield of faith. Believing and calling upon that name, which comes with power, okay, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Yahweh, he is, okay, Ba'ashem, in the name, okay, Yahushai, he that saves. You see? So there's intent in that name. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. This is a testing ground. This is a battleground. We're fighting, and you have some that don't know that they're fighting. They don't know what they're fighting, man. It starts in your mind. That's why our elders tell us, various lessons that, brothers do, the battle starts in your mind, man. Okay, believing and calling upon the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, having that access to rebuke demons, okay, through fasting, through prayers, through supplications, okay. All that is given unto you as power, okay, over these demons. That's that access. It says, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh. It says, praying always with all prayer and supplication, okay, in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints, okay, because this is instructions, all right, on how to prepare for battle. It's a spiritual battle. A lot of men that go to the Army, to the Navy, they have to prepare before they go out to the battlefield, okay? This is giving you instructions on what this war looks like and what you have to put on in order to be protected, okay? Starting with the word of Yahweh Shema Shah. You see? So this is not a light thing, man, you know? And I wanted to title this lesson, basically, will you muster up the faith and stand? Will you muster up, okay, the faith and stand? Let's look up that word muster. It sounds very similar to mustard. That's why it came to mind. Okay, muster definition. You know what? I'm going to look it up in the Edemon. Let me see if it comes up in the Edemon. All right. And we'll look up mustard. All right. Muster is a verb. Okay. Lead to appear, be present. All right, let's look that one up. To display, reveal, to show or demonstrate. Okay, to appear, be present. Okay. To show, all right, to display, to reveal. So we're revealing and calling upon the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, and it's being revealed to us that we have access with that name, okay, through faith of believing in him. Believing that it's not through us, but it's through Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, what will be revealed in us in due season? You see? And be displayed through us in due season. So brothers have to understand that, hey, you know, that faith has to be built up. And that's how you're going to stand in the latter days. Things are getting more and more wicked, man. And you know, brothers are going through different, you know, tribulations, temptations. You know, these demons are getting stronger as they seeing brothers level up. Okay, so we also have to go to the next level. We have to, you know, change like Goku. Okay, I don't know if it's the golden Goku or the silver Goku, but you're leveling up in your faith to be able to what? Withstand the wiles of the devil. Okay, the trickery, the deceit, especially you know, dealing with the rulers of this kingdom, Esau, Edom. Okay. The Lord protects his you know, his elect, man. But it starts with your belief in Yahweh Shema Shai. All right? That's all I got. Got to go pick up my son. I'm going to give all thanks, all praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Wahara Karkadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, who rule well, teach well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Keep pushing, keep fighting, okay? And muster up the faith and stand. Shalom.